Why does Lex Luthor hate Superman, and why is it something we need to understand as readers? Superman embodies selflessness, bravery, integrity, and is the concept of hope. So why hate him? We can go all the way back to the Golden Age where we see the first time this happens. Superman, who was going by Superboy at the time, and Lex Luthor were good friends. And then one day, Lex Luthor's lab catches on fire and Superboy comes to put out the fire with his frost breath. But by Superboy doing this, it disrupted the chemicals in Lex Luthor's lab, causing Lex to go bald. And Lex Luthor would go on to blame Superman for being jealous of his intelligence, so therefore, making him bald. But apart from the hilarious absurdity of this early counterpart beef, this would end up developing into an intriguing and understandable hatred from Lex to Superman. Lex would develop three main ways into convincing the public that Superman's not someone to be trusted. The first and most obvious is, what if Superman turns on us and we're all so prepared on how great he is instead of how much of a threat he could become? And in this case, Lex is absolutely right. If Superman did turn out to be evil, if he turned on the people he says he loved, with zero preparation, he could eradicate the entirety of the human race. And then you pair this with all the times Superman has been mind-controlled, you have to expect that the public believes this one just a little bit. But the last two reasons are where things get super interesting, as Lex seriously has a point in these two. Starting off with the Superman trolley problem. Now I'm assuming we all know the trolley problem. 5 people you've never met on one side of the tracks, 1 person you love on the other side, you have the power to move the train, which tracks do you send the train down? Now imagine this same problem, but you're Superman. What do? You stop the train. Every single time you stop the train. Compared to Superman, humans are weak, we're vulnerable, we're capable of death. Humans every day are forced to make choices, tough choices, choices that will haunt us forever. But that's what makes us strong. That's what makes us prepared to make these decisions, because we have to make them every day. But someone like Superman doesn't, because he can stop the train. He can use his physical prowess to solve any problem he's ever had. So alien death beam pointed at the Earth, I want Lex to make the choice for me. Sorry, I'm getting a little carried away. But that's what Lex wants, because it is the truth. Lex is a critical thinker, and every threat Superman's ran into that has threatened the lives of Metropolis, Superman has stopped the train. And one day, a threat will come so big that Superman won't be able to stop it. And Lex believes that threat will only be there because of Superman. So Lex is saying, by giving Superman this power, you are trusting a man with your life to make a tough decision when he's never had to make one before. Now as a reader, we understand that Clark Kent has had to make a ton of tough decisions, balancing his humanity and his Kryptonian ancestry. But from Lex Luthor's perspective and the people of Metropolis, this is a very difficult question to answer. And in my opinion, a justified reason to be afraid of Superman and in turn, hate him. The third and final public reason Lex Luthor hates Superman is by far my favorite. He sees Superman as the end of human potential, the end of human achievements. Before the days of Superman, if a river was going off course and going to flood a village, humans would have to stop this flood by building infrastructure, dams, seawalls, tide gates, anything to stop this river from overflowing. But with Superman around, why do that? Call Superman to build a dam of ice. Call him to use his heat vision to change the course of the river. Why develop a cure for cancer if Superman can just come down and use his X-ray vision to see the cancer cells in your body, and then his heat vision to burn them out? With Superman around, humans start to lack the agency to achieve more, to do more, to solve their own problems, because Superman will always be around to fix things. When there's a god around, why would you feel competent enough to solve issues on your own? Lex thinks that knowing the limitations of humanity will stop humanity from trying to surpass these ceilings. If Superman was around during the creation of the wheel, why ever strive to invent a car or a way for mobility? Superman will be around to bring us anything we need. And when a child poses this same question to Superman about the limitations of humanity, Superman agrees that it's a bad thing. Because Superman knows humans need to keep achieving and evolving and striving for more, but their nature will constantly become complacent if the presence of a god is around them. And Superman knows, as well as Lex Luthor, that he can't solve everything, he can't fix every problem, he can't save every person. So in this point, Lex Luthor is truly correct. But is he nervous about the limitations on humanity, or is he nervous about the limitations Superman puts on himself? Lex Luthor is absolutely someone who gets fueled by ego to the point where he blames Superman for taking Metropolis from him. Lex was the hero of Metropolis, the smartest man in the world, and he chose that city to reside in, all until a man with a flashy suit and some flashy powers took the city from him. But Superman is quick to remind Lex, they don't belong to you. These are people, they deserve respect. And that is super telling about Lex. He's always felt so superior to everybody else that he didn't even view them as people who deserve respect. He viewed them as people who should worship him. And right here, when Lex tells Superman, you made them turn on me, I think Lex means you showed them that there's someone better than me. Because if Lex was truly who he said he was, he would have stopped so many wrongs in this world. As Superman says, Lex, you could have done so much more, you could be so much more. But in his character, Lex isn't. He's flawed, he's about ego, he's about his goals, what he drives for, he needs. Which is explained perfectly when Lex cures his sister's uncurable disease. He finds a cure that could change the world forever and better the place he resides in. But instead, he gives the illness right back to her and says, I'll cure you for good, when Superman is dead. It's also why Lex ran for president on the back of Gotham being destroyed. He promised everybody in the world flying cars in their garage and change to the horrible world they live in. But Lex has only ever cared about two things, and those are respect and power. And the existence of Superman takes both of those things away from him. Because he sees in his own eyes that he's not as powerful as this man, and that he doesn't deserve as much respect as the person who saves the world every single day. And the people of Metropolis see that too. So when people ask you, why does Lex Luthor hate Superman? Tell them that Lex Luthor is smart enough to know that a world can't survive with Superman in it, and that his ego can't survive with Superman around. Now I just want to say thank you for making it to the end of the video. I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I post full-length videos every Friday and I've been having so much fun. Thank you guys all for going on this journey with me. It means a ton.